All right, everyone, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour we are going to be practicing our speaking. Hopefully, I think it connected. Let's check and see. Nope, no connecting. All right, one more try. All right, very good. I think we are connected now. At least we should be. All right, yeah, we're good. All right, well, welcome everybody to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour we are going to be practicing our speaking. The topic for the hour is crime. We'll be talking about crime in your neighborhood and in other places throughout the world, things like that. Sharing your opinions about it. The link can be found in the class materials section. You can also find it in the Verbling chat box, and I'm also putting it in the Google chat box. Okay. Very good. Let's see who we have in class so far. Hi there, Wasu. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good. Wasu, where are you from?
I'm from Thailand.
From Thailand. Okay. Very good.
I'm from Turkey.
Wasu, have you been in my class before?
Yes, I ever learned with you about 1 year ago.
Yeah, right. I remember your name. Your picture's different, but I remember. I was like, I remember Owasu, and I was gonna guess. I was like, he's either from Thailand or Vietnam. I can't remember. So very good. Good to have you here, Wasu.
Yeah, thank you.
And let's see, Tala.
Yes.
Hi. How are you?
I'm from Turkey.
Excellent.
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. So Tala, make sure that you wait your turn to speak, okay? So listen for your name, I'll call out for you and whatnot, okay? And so when it's your turn to speak, you'll be able to speak, all right? What part of Turkey are you from?
In Istanbul.
Istanbul. Wow, I read in the news yesterday. Yeah. In the news yesterday, there was a parade or something like that was disrupted, and a lot of people. Yeah. Anyway,
I didn't hear. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, it was. I know it didn't happen all throughout Istanbul. The whole city didn't go crazy, but. Very good. Are you a student or do you work full time?
I'm studying in university, the philosophy.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Well, good to have you here.
Okay.
Jose, how are you?
Fine. Hi, Chad.
Hi, good to see you again.
Yes.
And it's Zaragoza, right?
Yes.
Very good, very good.
Yes.
And what do you do? Are you employed right now? Are you retired? Are you looking for a job? What do you do?
I'm working right now. I'm plane mechanic.
You're a plane mechanic.
Yes.
Cool. All right, that's awesome. Do you work on the big jets or the smaller planes? Or
no, with fighters.
With fighter jets. So you're in the military.
Yes.
Great, great. Good for you. That's cool. All right.
Sometimes.
All right. Let's see here. Gabriela, hi. Welcome back.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Very good. And Amparo, how are you? Oh, yep. She's going to be right back. Okay. Very good. All right, you guys. Let me share our screen here. All right, so we're going to be talking about crime on this sheet that's in the class materials section. It's also in the chat box. You have some vocabulary words and things like that you can look through. Okay. And it's pretty good if you don't know the difference between some of these things. We're not going to specifically go through this, but just wanted to point out some things. So here we have the name of the crime. Most of you guys know this. Like, for example, a murder. This is the murder. Okay, the person who does it. Okay, the person who does it is called the criminal. Okay, we call them, when you commit a murder, you are a murderer. And then it shows you the verb. Okay, so sometimes we don't know exactly what things are. So I would look through these, like shoplifting. This is when you go to a store and you steal from the store. We don't call it stealing, we call it shoplifting. So who is the person? The person is a shoplifter. Okay, and the verb is to shoplift. Right? So yeah, take a look at these, as well as some of these idioms to increase your vocabulary about crime. Okay? All right, very good. So our main purpose here is just to do some speaking. We'll be going through as many questions as we can, talking and sharing about our own neighborhoods and things like that. Okay. As you speak, I will be taking notes. Okay, and after you give your response, I'll give you some suggestions on what you can do to improve, or I'll let you know where you made some mistakes, and we'll figure out the best way to say it. Okay? All right, very good. So let's see here. Amparo, are you back with us? Nope, not yet. Okay, let's start off with Gabriela.
Yes, yes.
All
I'm
right.
here.
Okay, Gabriela. Let's see here. Let's take a look at both of these questions at the same time. So, is there much crime in the area where you live? And do you feel safe walking around at night? Yes or no, and why?
Mhm. I think I live in a very safety area, a safety part of my city, and I feel safe walking at night because our neighborhood is a good place. But there are places in my city where that's not true. But here it is good.
Okay, there are places in your city that are not true?
This is not true.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this situation is not true because there are parts where dangerous people live, and they can attack people on the street at night.
Okay. Okay, very good. Very good. All right. Not very good that they can attack people, but your sentences are good.
Not really good, yes.
Yeah, it's not good that they can attack people. Okay, very nice. Let's take a look at your sentences here. Okay, so all right, first one here that I put in the chat box says I live in a very safety area. Okay, so instead of saying a very safety area, okay, we're going to say a very safe area. Okay, safe area. And instead of area, you can say maybe zone. You can say zone or community. Okay, or you can also say neighborhood. Okay, those are some different words you could say instead of area. Now, this is what I had asked you about before. You had said there are places in my city. This is not true. Okay, or so make sure that you are referring back to it. So because you had said there are places in my city, not true. Okay, so when you say that, okay, make sure that you are referring back to what you're saying, because remember,
Okay.
English speakers are stupid. Okay, it's not like in your language. In most languages out there, you guys, you can be speaking and you don't have to actually use a pronoun or use something to refer back to what you were speaking about. It's understood. But in English, we don't have that as much. We do in some cases, but not all the time. So you have to constantly be reminding us of what the subject is or what you're talking about. Okay?
Okay.
All right, great job, Gabriela.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Let's go to Heidi.
Yes. Hello. Nice to see you again.
Hi.
I was very surprised.
No problem. All right. So Heidi, same question for you. Is there much crime in the area where you live? Do you feel safe walking around at night?
I think the darkness and safety has a very have a relationship. So dirty place has a lot of crime. It's my observation. And my city, and if you come here, you can find anywhere. There are no trash can on the street, but still very, very clean. And even if I go to the public bathroom, it's very clean. I've never found such kind of clean toilet in foreign countries. So
Okay.
I want to say my city, this area is very safe.
Okay. Okay, 1 second. Okay, very good. All right, let's take a look at a couple things now. And I want to point one thing out here. Okay. So, for example, on the very last one, this area very safe. Now, I could sort of or barely hear that S after area. Okay, representing the verb to be. You need to make that a little more clear. Okay, have that S jump out. This area's very safe. Okay, get that Z sound out there. Okay, so this area is very safe. Try that again.
This area's very safe.
Yeah, put an emphasis on it. Okay, if not, it was very, very quiet, and really what I was hearing was this area very safe. Okay, so make that S jump out so I can hear the verb to be. Okay. Okay, up at the top here, dirty place, have a lot of crime. Okay. All right. So here we need to say dirty places.
Dirty.
And make sure that your subject and your verb are matching.
Yes.
Okay. Dirty places have. Okay.
Dirty.
Next one. But it's very clean. Okay. Here you're talking about your city. Okay. Again, this has to do with the verb to be. But it is. Okay, but it is very clean here or something like that. Okay, add in the verb to be when you're giving descriptions. Okay, or you can say but it's. Okay, so put an emphasis on that S sound there. Okay. Even go to the bathroom, very clean. Who goes to the bathroom?
You.
Okay. All right. My point is, I need a subject. Don't forget your subject. Subject, verb. Object, complement. Okay, so what would I need to do to that sentence? What would I need to do to that sentence to make it a complete sentence? Even go to the bathroom very clean. Well, who's the subject?
Even if you go to the bathroom.
There you go. Okay, even if you go to the bathroom.
A public bathroom.
Okay, a public bathroom. All right, that's good.
It's sure. Very clean.
Okay. You could say something like, even if you go to the public bathroom or to a public bathroom, you'll see that it is very clean. Very clean. Okay, good. Yeah, don't forget your subjects in there. Okay. This goes back to what I was saying to Gabriela. Even though you think it's implied that who you're talking about, remember, we're stupid. You got to tell us. You got to tell us. Add the subject in there. Okay, it's sort of a funny way to help you remember. Oh yeah, English speakers, they are stupid. We have to add the subject in there. Okay. All right. So always subject verb. Subject verb. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Nice job. Let's see, Jose.
Yes, tell me.
All right, Jose. What are the main crimes that take place where you live? If you don't have crimes that happen where you live, maybe in another place that happen close by.
Yes, the main crimes in the place where I live is bribery and embezzlement, because
Really?
yes,
So it's not even like it's like all the way to the top, bribery and embezzlement. It's like white collar crime. Okay.
yes, white collar
Tell us about
crime. Yes, because here the main thief in my country are bankers and politicians.
Okay.
It could be ironic, but it's the truth.
Okay. All right. Any more to say on it?
Excuse me?
Any more you want to say on it?
No, I think that the other crimes are below the shadow of this kind of crimes, because these people thief every dwellers in my city, for example.
Okay.
And I've never have suffered a mugging on the street. I don't think it's mugger.
Yeah, mug.
Yes, a mug.
Yeah. So here in that instance, I've never suffered mugging.
Mugging.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me type that out real quick. Okay. Mugging before. Okay. All right. Let's look at a couple things here. All right. Okay. So the main crimes in my area, okay, or in my city, okay, is embezzlement and you gave me another one, but I forget it. So first up, we want to say are. The main crimes are. So make sure that your subject and your verb are matching. So crimes, okay, are. Right?
Yes.
It could be ironic, but it's a true. Okay? All right. What I want you to start getting used to using instead of could. Okay? Now, could does mean possibility, but the problem with could is that most people use it as past tense. Okay? To be able to win. In this instance, you're using it as possibility. I want you to get used to using might and may for possibility. Okay? I would try and stay away from could, because could is also a modal. Okay?
Yes.
So try and start using might and may, okay, instead of using could or probably and maybe. Okay? It'll really help clean up what you're trying to say. Okay? So it might be ironic, but it's true. So we're going to take out a. So it might be ironic, but it's true.
Yes.
Now, when we say might, even though could and might have the same type of meaning, okay, it feels better. It feels better, okay? So it might be ironic.
Okay.
But it's true. Just like, I can't think of a good example now in Spanish, between Spanish from Spain and, how do you guys, I believe you guys say when you're driving a car, to drive a car in Spain, don't you guys say conducir?
Yes, conducir.
You say conducir. Here we say, or where I'm at, it's manejar. Okay? So
yes.
If I were to use that word or something like that, it's that difference where they mean the same thing, we just use a different word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's what I'm meaning by might. Try and use might, because it's a little bit more familiar to us when using might or may when talking about possibility or probability, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So you're talking about the other crimes. You said are below the shadow of these crimes. Instead of saying below, I'd probably say under the shadow of these crimes.
Yes, under the shadow.
Okay. Under the shadow. Okay. You can also say in the shadow. In the shadow works as well. Okay, in the shadow. And last one here, I've never suffered mugging before. Okay, instead of saying suffer, we say I've never been mugged before.
Okay.
Okay, that's a more common way to say it. Okay, we don't typically use the word suffer. It's not a common word for us to use in English. Okay, so we don't suffer things. We go through them. Okay, or I've never been through a mugging, or I've never been mugged. It's typically how we say it. Okay, nice.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Jose.
You're welcome.
All right, let's go to Marcus. Hi, Marcus.
Hi.
Okay, now Marcus, this is a more advanced class. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's see how you do. All right. So Marcus, what are the main crimes that take place where you live?
Yes, in my country, is very dangerous because the people don't have a job. Is very difficult in my country. Is that
Okay. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, so you said in my country is very dangerous. Okay, so the formula that you want to get used to using, okay, is going to be subject first, then add a verb. If you have an object, use an object after your verb, and then your complement following. Okay, so in looking at that, your first statement that you made, you said, in my country is very danger. Okay, there's no subject in that whole sentence. We have a prepositional phrase, in my country. We have a verb, is. Okay, and then we have we have the word very, and then danger. Okay, danger is not a it is a noun, but you're trying to use it as an adjective. Okay, danger is not an adjective. Dangerous is an adjective. Okay, so in order to change in my country to a subject, we need to remove the preposition. Okay, your subject will not have a preposition in it. Okay, like so, it might be a noun phrase that has a preposition. I'm not saying that they don't exist, but that's more of a noun phrase, and it still starts off with a subject at the beginning. Okay, so here we're going to say, my country is very dangerous.
okay? My country is very dangerous.
Okay, like so. Now we're starting off with the subject. We have a verb. Okay, and then we move to our adjective here. Okay, last one, peoples in my country. Okay, instead of saying peoples, okay, it does not need an S. So people in my country do not have jobs. Okay, instead of peoples, people is plural. You don't need an S. Okay,
Okay.
no S needed.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, Tala.
Yes.
All right, let's see here. Tala, let's go to
Uh-huh.
another one here. So Tala, do you think that general crime is increasing, or okay, what are the main causes of crime in your country or in your city?
General crimes. What is the meaning of general crimes?
General crimes would be like stealing, robbing, maybe beating people up.
Okay.
I mean the small things. I'm not talking about murder. Murder is more of a serious crime, but the small things.
In my country, there are many regions. Some of them. In some of them, there is safety, but the rest of them there is not safety. In the regions that in which there is no safety is that police even go into these regions. The drug selling to students, and the drug selling is very wide in these areas. Okay.
Oh, you're doing well. You're doing well.
The regions in which there is safety is good places. My place is has safety. Okay. This is,
okay. All right. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to speak. You're doing okay. You're doing okay. Yeah. All right. Very cool. Let's take a look here. All right. So, okay. So in my previous statement, I was talking to Marcus here, and okay, we want to follow this formula. Okay. Okay, this formula of subject, verb, object, complement. Okay. So if we take a look at the very first one here, you said in some of them there is safety. Okay. So you're talking about some of the areas or whatnot. Okay. All right. So in some of those areas, okay, there is safety. So I would in this instance. Okay, or I think I had corrected you, or it corrected me as I was typing it. You had said there are safety. Okay, so make sure that you are connecting. You're using the right verb based on what your subject is. Okay, in some of those areas there is safety. Okay, you can say that. Okay, in the rest of them there is not safety. Okay, in the rest of them there is not safety. You might say, you can say there is not safety. In the rest of them, you can also say it's not as safe. Okay. Okay. So it is not as safe. What you said isn't necessarily wrong. Okay, but you can find other forms or other ways of saying it. Okay. So it is not as safe. Okay, using a comparison. Okay. Next one here, you said police, okay, even into this regions. Okay, now here I need a verb. Okay, so here we're going to say you're probably meaning they don't go, right? So in some regions, it's very dangerous and police don't go. Okay, so police don't even go into these is what we want to say instead of this regions, these regions. Okay, so here, please don't even go into these regions. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next one, the drug selling to students is very wide in these areas. Okay, that's all right. So you're trying to create a noun phrase as your subject. Okay. Selling drugs to students. Okay, so instead of saying the drug selling, okay, selling drugs to students, I wouldn't say is very wide. Okay, I'm going to use another word. Is maybe very prominent. Okay, or is can be seen everywhere. Okay, so we use a few more words to describe what's happening. Okay, so we'll say. Selling drugs to students can be seen everywhere in these areas. Everywhere in these areas, like so. Okay. All right. So we have our noun phrase. So selling drugs to students instead of the drug selling. Selling drugs to students, and then it's can be. All right, can be seen, right? Okay, and then my place has safety. Okay, now when you were talking about my place, were you meaning your house, or were you meaning the neighborhood where you live? Which one were you meaning? Your neighborhood where you live or your house?
My house.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. So here we want to say then, my house is safe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is safe instead of saying my place.
Uh-huh.
We do refer to your house where you live as being my place. But once we know what you're talking about, okay, or if you're talking to your friends or something like that, you say, yeah, come over to my place. Okay, we'll have some fun. Okay, but here you probably want to say my house. Okay, my house is safe. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Nice job.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go to Wasu.
Okay.
Okay, Wasu, same question for you. Do you think in general crime is increasing? Okay, or do you think that or what do you think are the main causes of crime increasing in these areas? So talk to me about both of them.
Okay. I think general crime is increasing because the world economy is slowed down in my mind, yeah. And I think no one want to be a prime minister, but they have no choice. They have to do for living. Yes, and the main cause of crime are from the they necessary to do for money, for anything for living. Yeah.
Okay, 1 second here.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right, very nice. Okay, all right. So first up here, you said the world economic is slow down. Okay. All right. So instead of saying economic, okay, it's called economy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's the first one. The world economy. Okay. Now instead of saying is slow down, we're going to use present perfect. Okay. Because the slowing down starts in the past, okay, and it is still true today. It's still happening, okay? So the world economy has slowed down, okay, or has slowed, has become, or is. You could say is moving slower nowadays if you want to use present continuous like that. Okay, but okay, has slowed. Yeah, it has slowed down is probably going to be the best one here. So has slowed down. Okay. Next one here. I think no one want to be criminist. Okay. First one. Okay. If you're saying no one, okay, it's going to be no one wants. Okay. I think no one wants to be a criminal.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of criminist, it's called a criminal. Okay. Now, the next one here is with your pronunciation. Instead of saying cram, okay, it's a diphthong. So it's I, cry, crime.
Crime.
There you go. Good. One more time. Crime.
Crime.
Okay, very nice. Much better. Last one. The main cause of crime are from the necessary to do for money for living. So this one was a little mixed up. Okay, it was a little mixed up in what you were trying to say. Okay. All right. So I think what you were getting at is the main cause of crime is is due to the necessity of money to live. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Okay, the main cause of crime, okay, is due to the necessity of money. Okay, to we could say for living, for life, to live, okay, or in order to live. Okay, and that's okay. So here, necessity. Okay, so the main cause of crime, okay, that's our subject, okay, is due to the necessity of money in order to live. Okay, so we have those same parts there, subject, verb, okay, object, and complement. Okay?
Okay.
Even though it was a little more complex. Okay? All right, nice job, Wasu. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to the top. Amparo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, very good. Okay, so in your country, do you think that criminals spend enough time behind bars?
No, not at all.
Okay.
There
Why?
yes, because of the laws, there are many benefits for them. Sometimes they are avoiding to have a crowded prisons, and just after 1 year they don't receive a sentence, and because of that they can just say, well, you have done the accuse me of something, I can ask for my freedom. And yes, that is how the system works. Unfortunately, the last days, for example, was a man. They have just 2 days out of the prison, and he was caught again trying to steal money from someone else. So if it's something that is repetitive, you shouldn't be able to live just in few months. But the problem is that when, for example, you are a victim of any kind of crime, you have to face the robber. They have all your information, and then that is why people decide not to accuse, even when you saw who was the criminal or the robber, because you have to face them, and that is the problem.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Nice job. All right. Let's take a look here. Okay. So, first one here. You said sometimes they are avoiding to have crowded prisons. Okay. You did say prisons instead of prison. Who is they? You never mentioned who they was, and you were saying they and you.
I never said that. Oh, sorry. The authority.
Yeah. The authorities. Okay, yeah. So make sure you're mentioning, because at first you were talking about criminals, and then you said they, and I was like, wait a minute. Now,
okay.
Did I know who you were talking about? Yes, I did. Okay, but just remember, grammatically, if you were to type this out, okay, and I were to type out exactly what you said, I would go, wait a minute. Wait, who? Who are they talking about? Okay. So yeah.
Also the lawyers.
Yeah. So yeah, just remember, okay, you have to always point out who the subject is when you're switching and talking about other people. Okay. So they, meaning the authorities in this instance. Okay. Authorities. Okay. And authorities. Okay. So. Sometimes they are avoiding to have crowded prisons. Okay, instead of saying they are avoiding, they are trying to avoid having. Okay. Okay, so they are trying to avoid having crowded prisons. Now this is inherently English. That's just how we say it. Okay, I'm trying to avoid having to go into work early. Okay, I'm trying to avoid, watching the news, or I'm trying to avoid having or hearing bad news today, so I'm not watching the news. Okay, trying to avoid. Okay, and then we can use the gerund form if we're trying to avoid doing something. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and they because of they can say you can't accuse me of something. Okay, so here we have 2 days. It's switched. Okay, the first day. Okay, they I believe we're talking about the prisoners. Okay,
Yeah.
and then and they because they can say, the prisoners again, you can't accuse me of something. You referring to the authorities.
Exactly.
Right, I believe. Okay, so what happened though is in the conversation you switched they and you didn't let me know.
Okay.
Okay, so this goes back to what I was saying before. English speakers are stupid. Okay, you gotta think that. Okay, I know it sounds funny, and I'm not trying to put English speakers down, but we are. If you think about the language, it's not as you can't draw conclusions very easily. And this is the exact reason why in Spanish sometimes I'm going, wait a minute, who are we talking about now? Right? Because my brain still works that way. I can't put things together because it's not my natural language. In Spanish and Italian and not just those languages, many others, you guys can infer or refer to other things, and it happens with me and my wife all the time. She's talking about something, switches the subject, she doesn't let me know, and I'm going, oh, wait, where are we at? Who's doing what now? Who is this person? Okay? So remember, you always, when you switch the subject, you have to mention it before you say they again. So in this section, sometimes they are avoiding, they are trying to avoid having crowded prisons. Okay, and the criminals, because now I'm talking about the criminals. The criminals, because they can say to the authorities. Okay, now I have to mention that again because I switched the subject, but then I'm bringing the authorities back in. Okay, but the criminals, they can say to the authorities, you can't accuse me of anything. Now it's clear. The criminals are saying to the authorities, okay, it's explained. Okay, now I can say that phrase, you can't accuse me of something, or you can't accuse me of anything. Okay, does that make sense? So it has to be clear. We have to know who is doing what. Okay, because we can't figure it out. Yes, we can, but it's very confusing at times. Okay, so the way that we speak English is by clearly stating who is doing what, and then we can represent it. So subject first, then we can use the pronoun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, next one here. A man, they just have 2 days out of the prison, and they were caught again. A man or multiple men?
Yeah. One.
Okay.
One.
So
He has.
Yeah, he just got out of prison 2 days ago is how we would say that. Okay. So a man, and you can do that. You can start it off that way. A man, he just got out of prison 2 days ago. Prison 2 days ago. Okay. And he was caught. And he was caught doing something again. Okay. All right. Last one. Pronunciation. Your instead of all your information, all your information. They have all your information. Try that.
They have all your information.
Okay. Good. All right. Excellent. Okay. Thank you, Amparo. And let's go to Gabriela.
Yes.
Okay. How has the growth of the internet led to new crimes? What do you think, Gabriela?
I think because everybody use internet and have an email access and a bank account, and the criminals can hack these sites and the bank system, and that's a a good choice, a good oh, so it's easy to store money, to steal money from these websites by hacking them. And the other part of this internet crime is that people can pirate, download things, but it's not legal. I think that's a crime too. So, yeah.
Okay.
New opportunities.
All right.
To do crimes.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. When you hear me say 1 second, then you hear me going, you're like, oh man, what did I do? Nah, it's not that. Don't worry. Okay. All right. So, okay. So first one here, everybody use internet and have bank account. Okay. All right. Everybody uses and has. Okay. So a couple things here. So with everybody, okay, everybody is third person singular.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody uses and has. Okay. The other part with this is that whenever we talk about internet, we want to say the internet. Almost always. I can't really think of a time when I wouldn't say the internet. So write that down. Okay. We don't say a internet or an internet. It's always the internet. Okay. So whenever we're referring to it, in most cases, it's always going to be the. Okay, and then in this situation, okay, everybody uses the internet and has a bank account. Okay, we need that article in there. Okay, and the reason for that, and I talked a little bit about this the other day. Okay, in your object of the sentence has to be a noun or a pronoun. Okay, in most cases, if it is singular, okay, and it is if it is singular, it's going to be count, okay, then we need to have an article there, okay. At that point, it's up to you to figure out which article you need, a, an, or the, okay. So in this situation, after has, it's the object. What do they have? They have a bank account. That's our object. So we need an article there. Okay, because it is singular. Okay, if we said bank accounts, no article. Okay, people use the internet and have bank accounts. You see? So now I switch it from everybody to people. People use the internet. So with internet, I still need the. People use the internet and have bank accounts, plural. Okay. Now, after I've mentioned bank accounts, if I'm going to state another sentence and I'm referring to the bank accounts that I've already mentioned, now I'm going to say the. So people use the internet and have bank accounts. The bank accounts are not protected very well, so it's easier for the hackers to hack them. So the first time I mention bank accounts, no article, because it's the first time and it's plural. Okay? But then in my next sentence, because I'm now referring to something I have already told you about, I'm going to say the bank accounts. Okay? Okay. So it's not super easy. I know you don't have articles, okay, in your language, and so it's trickier. Okay? So yeah, try and figure out little tricks like that. So with the object, if it is singular, I'm going to need an article of some sort. Okay? Okay. Okay, they can download things that is not legal. Things that are. Things are. Okay? Things are. And last one, new opportunities to do crimes. Okay? With crimes, we typically say commit. Okay? So
Okay.
they have new opportunities to commit crimes. Okay, that's typically the verb that we use with crimes. Okay?
Okay.
Good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's see here. Heidi.
Yeah.
Okay. So Heidi, a sort of a hypothetical question or whatnot. Do you think that anyone is capable of committing a crime if exposed, so if they are exposed to certain life situations?
Mhm. Yes, actually, just several days before, I with my friend, we are talking about that crimes on the criminals. I said everybody has two faces or two sides. One is
There you
very
go.
good. Another side is very bad. But the common people show their bad side inside of their mind. Then usually they are very good. But bad guys, yeah, it exists in some places. They show their bad character. Sometimes it connects their job or something like mafia. Then I mentioned the examples. Nowadays there are many stalkers. First, there are the almost all case stalkers are men. At first, they are very shy guy and good person at first. But he loved the girl too much. The girl wanted to run away from him suddenly. He couldn't give up her, so the person became a stalker. Then she followed her. She ran away from the place, but still followed. Finally, he hated her, then killed. It happened many times like that.
Wow.
There are many crimes committed by common people.
Wow, yeah, that's intense. That's intense. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay. Oops. Okay, first up. Okay. All right, you said everyone has two sides. One good or one very good, the other one very bad. Okay? All right, if I wanted to put that into complete sentences, the first one's okay. Everyone has two sides. That's okay. Here I would say one is very good, the other one is very bad. So you still need to add a verb in there. Okay? So yeah, make sure that you're adding that in. One is very good, okay? And then one is very bad, right? The other one is very bad, okay? Okay, bad guys, yeah, exist in some places. Okay, bad guys exist. Nope, that's good. You're good, unless it corrected it for me. I thought you said something wrong. We'll skip that one. Okay, next one here, pronunciation on stalkers instead of stokers. To stoke is something different than stalk. Okay.
Sorry, it's always Japanese word. We say stalker. So.
Yeah, but to stoke is different because you can stoke a fire. Okay, stoking is different. So if you have a fire and you have a stick and you're poking the fire, that's called stoking. Stoking the fire, it makes the fire, it opens things up, it gives it more oxygen, and it makes the fire bigger. That's called stoking. Okay, this is stalking. Okay, it's the right word. It's the right word, but it is stalker.
Stalker.
Okay, just like walk and talk.
Stalker.
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 Okay, yeah. So in this section or with this word, use an Okay. All right. Next one here is okay. Almost all cases of stalking are men. Okay. All right. Here we're going to say most stalking cases involved. Okay, because if you say that that it is a man, you're saying that the case, the file, is literally a human.
Mhm.
Okay, and that can't happen. So you're saying that most stalking cases involve men.
Involved.
Okay, they involve men. Okay, and let's see, last one here, or two more. The person became stalker.
Mhm.
Okay, stalker in the sentence is the object. Okay, so we need an article. Stalker is countable and it is singular. Okay, the person became a stalker.
Yeah.
Okay? It is the object and it is singular.
Mhm.
Okay, and last one here is pronounced committed. Okay, stress on mih. Okay, committed instead of committed.
Committed.
It's
Committed.
committed. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, Heidi. All right. Let's go to Jose. Okay. Jose.
Yes.
Have you ever been the victim of a crime? Okay. Or have you ever seen it happen in real life?
Yes, once a burglar come into my flat when we were on holidays.
Oh no.
And yes, and he stole a watch made with gold that I have inherited by my uncle.
Oh,
I
wow.
inherited a watch, and this watch, made with gold, was stolen.
Ah, you figured it out. Okay. Good. All right. So was stolen. Okay. So watch inherited. Okay. Yeah. I didn't write it down fast enough. So inherited from my uncle.
Okay.
Okay. I
Inherited
can't
from.
remember if you said that or not. I was trying to type as fast as possible, and I didn't get that part. So yes. So when you inherit something, we use the preposition from. Okay. So it was a watch inherited from my uncle. Okay. He's the one that gave it to me. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. What a bummer. That sucks. I hate robbery. It's terrible.
Yes.
It's terrible. Okay. So let's take a look here. So you said, I asked you about it. You said, yes, once a burglar come into my home. All right. Now, did this happen right now? Or did this happen in the past?
Yeah. This happened in the past.
Okay. What's past tense of the verb come?
Came.
There you go.
Yes. Sorry.
It's all right. So once a burglar came into my house when I was on holiday. Okay. Now another verb that you could use is broke into my house. That's another verb that we can use. You can say came. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. So you can say came into my house, broke into my house.
Okay.
It came into, broke into. Okay. Anything like that. Okay. Then you said he stole a watch. Okay. Past tense of to steal, you were very close, is stole.
Yes.
Okay. So without the ed, on the end. So he stole a watch made of gold. Okay. Now, if you want to use less words, you can say he stole a gold watch. A gold watch, okay, that I inherited. Okay, that I inherited. Okay, from my uncle. Okay, like so. So once a burglar came into my house while I was on holiday. Okay, he stole a gold watch that I inherited from my uncle. Okay, so a gold watch. Now you guys, after we use words like that. Okay, because, so, which, okay? In most cases, you're going to have to start the formula over again, okay? So here we have, he stole a gold watch. He stole, okay? That's great, okay? He stole a gold watch. That in itself is a sentence, Okay. Now, if we say that, we get to start over again. Okay. That, who,
Okay.
I. Okay. I, now we're starting with verb. Okay. Do we have an object here? No, we don't need it. It's not necessary. Okay. You don't have to say that I inherited it from my uncle. You don't have to say that. Okay. Typically we don't. Okay. So that, starting over, I inherited, we jump to the complement from my uncle. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Very good. All right, you guys. Thank you very much for coming into class. It was great having you here. I will be back in a couple of hours. I have a reading class and I think another speaking class. We're doing TOEFL practice today. Okay? All right, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Bye
you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.